Good morning, I am Kevin Bryant with Heat Seekers Entertainment, and I am here at TaylorMade Records Universal. We're interviewing very, very talented artists today, and right now we have the pleasure of meeting with holy hip-hop artist A.W.A.L.
Yes, my name is A.W.A.L. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, born and raised. Been here forever. Kind of ready to branch out and try other places, see other things, go where God takes me,
Wow, interesting. I gotta, first of all, let's start here. A.W.A.L. I would love to know what that stands for, as well as I'm sure other people like to know, especially being in the genre that you're in. What does A.W.A.L stand for?
So it's an acronym, A.W.A.L, and it's it's kind of ironic because I'm in the military as well, so they get me too confused. A.W.A.L stands for Andrew Washington Afterlife. Andrew Washington is my birth name, and the afterlife portion comes from what I want the impact I want my music to have. Pretty much I want it to reach generations and generations even after I'm gone.
Wow. Okay, and it all is said in that name.
Yes, sir.
Very interesting. What made you pick the area or genre of music that you decided to pick?
I pretty much grew up in church. I loved everything about it. I was in a choir as a child along with my siblings. Pretty much came up listening to rap, and I love the sound of rap. I'm not too ashamed to say I listen to regular hip hop. I even still listen to it to this day. I listen to Lil Wayne and all that, but that's people who influenced me coming up. But the idea to put the two together pretty much came from me giving my life to God and then me wanting to do music at the same time. It was one of those where, how can I make these two mix and, work together?
Yeah, you have the aura of like a hip hop minister. So, and honestly, I don't know, who do people compare you to in the industry?
I've heard comparisons to Kirk Franklin, Kenton Jones. They even compared me to people on the other side, the hip hop side, like, but based on my appearance at times, they've said Gucci Mane, people like that.
I thought Big Boy. I was like, Outkast. Yeah, I was thinking that. But it's interesting that you chose this genre. How difficult is it as far as when it comes to the church and the music? How do they receive you?
Honestly, it's like people think they might accept it. It varies from church to church. From ministry to ministry, you have your older churches where they have those old times saints where it's like you can't come here pretty much doing that type of stuff. They're used to the old-fashioned type things where they're more so on the perfections, trying to be more perfect for Christ. But I believe we are who we are through Christ. He doesn't want us to aim for perfection, but he wants us to be the best us that we can be.
That's very good that you said that. I like that you stand for that. We can get into a whole conversation about church and secular music because I'm from the church, so I do understand that. I found it very difficult though for the church, the majority of the church, to accept a rap version of the message.
Yeah.
But when I think about it, your average everyday preachers are basically rappers.
Exactly.
It's just, you put music to it. So, did you make that decision based on your faith, or did you make the decision because you were being more unique? How did you come to doing
it? It was based off faith, and along with that came, I realized I'm kind of unique with this as well. But it was all rooted in faith first and foremost. That's what I do, everything based off of faith. And it's kind of like one of those things that came about. It felt like a calling. I've been pretty much involved with music throughout my whole life, playing instruments, all that type of stuff.
Wow. Who were some of your influences?
On the gospel side, I'm influenced by, I already said his name, Kirk Franklin, Travis Green, Israel Milton, people like that. And on the hip hop side, I'm influenced by one of my favorite hip hop Christian rappers are KB. Not many people know about him, but he's a great artist. I like Lil Gray, and many of even on I like Lil Wayne, Eminem. I already mentioned those.
Right. How do you feel like your message is going to move the industry? What do you think it's going to move it to?
I believe my focus is the youth. I love being involved with youth. I'm still a youth. I was a youth once, and I was well accepting of the things they were doing for me. So I pretty much want to reach the youth. Get them moving, get them to believe. See what I've been through, and how I came about believing in God, why I believe it, and to get them to truly see the beauty of it.
Wow.
And with the industry wise, I just want to help, push forward holy hip hop because it's not as big as it could.
Do you consider yourself a role model?
Yes, through my music, yes. The messages I want to send forward, it's a lot inside. I just let God use me. At the end of the day, that's what's important to me, is letting God use me, whether it's through music or whatever. I just want to represent God.
So your whole musical message is to represent God.
Yes.
Now, many people represent God in different ways. So how would you say your representation of God is?
I provide, for me, I allow the light inside me. The light that God provides for all of us. I let it shine out through things I say, things I do, pretty much through my lifestyle.
Through your life, I thank you, because I was going to say everybody's life is different.
Yeah.
And if God is all things, then He's a whole lot of people.
Yeah, and it's not like I don't go through things. We all go through things. It's pretty much how you deal with it, how you handle it, how you get through it. You have your bereavement time to bereave, mourn, and then you have your time where you're rejoicing and you're joyful and grateful that you got through that.
So what is next for you?
Pretty much, I want to make more music, put out more stuff. I want to put out my first music video. I want to be able to do all this stuff, and pretty much get more out there for people to discover A.W.A.L, to see who A.W.A.L is, stuff like that,
A.W.A.L. I mean, I think it's a great mantra that you're pursuing. I just want to ask you, do you think your music, this is you, correct? So do you think your music would cause issues when it comes to church and secular? How hard would it be? Your radio, is it based on your performance? Is it based on your message?
That's a good question. Yes, it's based on your image, how you carry yourself. Also, like you said, your message. Like Lecrae is one of the top holy hip hop artists that we know today. Pretty much how he presents himself, people can see, he's all for God. So at the end of the day, it's your image, how you portray yourself, how people see you. Are you living like what you're saying in your music? Are you presenting that? Pretty much. So pretty much it's practicing what you're preaching. At the end of the day.
That's pretty good. So how can people find you? How can we become, and knowing you, how do we get to do that? There's this new thing called social media. Well, it's new for me.
I'm on Instagram at A_W.A_L because they took the A.W.A.L. I'm also on YouTube under Andrew Washington. I have music on Spotify under A.W.A.L. YouTube music, all that.
I noticed that a lot of artists get really big into the names, but with social media and the algorithms, it's hard to, hey Alexa, play A.W.A.L's latest song because it's spelled differently. How does that work for you? How do you feel about that? And then you come up with these screen names like A_dash dot this. Sometimes I just want it to be easy.
Yeah.
Can it just be A.W.?
Exactly. I've been there. I'm like, why can't it be more easy than this?
But you made it up. So basically, with your name being A.W.A.L, I thought it was very interesting. To me, it sounded like you were basically going A.W.A.L in traditional church. So I thought that was very interesting. I said A.W.A.L. But We are here in front of a live studio audience, so I would like to open the floor so that we can get a question to you and everyone can know all about A.W.A.L. Questions, please.
So
What's going on?
as far as like performance touring, what ideas do you have? Like, I know you can do a lot with it. Like, I'm just thinking about so much, like as far as where you can try to go with it, your performances. What kind of ideas do you have?
That's a good question. Um, there's lots of things you can do. You can use smoke machines come out wearing all white. It is different colors that can go into it. I can come out with a choir. You know, it's a lot of things that I can. You know, I've thought about that too. Still, working on different ways that I can go about that as well. So, thank you for asking that because that just made me start thinking about it again.
One other question. Let's say you can really play off of being in the military with A.W.A.L. That's a huge journey that you can take just being in the military, and they could even take you on, and you could going to other things, going to camps and different and performing just on the military overseas. You can do all different things. Have you thought about that instead of just staying in a full wall of church? Because church is bigger than just a church.
I've thought about that as well. Like it's more than just in the church. It's all about the souls for me. You can't just stay in church. Them people are already at the church, whether they saved or not. You gotta go out. I've even thought about going to jails and performing for them, going to schools, performing for kids. Like you said, going out in the military, branching out.
I think military is a gimmick.
Exactly.
I mean, not saying a gimmick, but I mean, it's a role to take being in the military and you doing what you're doing.
Yeah.
I cannot imagine you writing a proposal and the military not supporting it.
Yeah.
And that's why, yes. That's my question.
Can I ask a question? Holy hip hop is another genre that has been hard to break commercially. The closest we've come was Kanye Jesus Walk. I think that is the biggest song that crossed over commercially from a Christian standpoint, along with his newer music. How is your music more modern, or how does it relate? What's your strategy for crossing over commercial? And who would be your audience? Older Christians like me or younger Christians?
See, and that goes into the beauty of Christian hip hop, Christian music. This music here can reach multiple audiences. I rap, I sing a little bit. I'm still working on the singing, but I can even drop a gospel song at some point when I sing. As far as Christian hip hop goes, it's like even with rap hip hop, you have Drake. He has his R&B-ish songs. He has his rap songs. So you can reach multiple audiences with that. And I have I'm trying different sounds. Trying out a pop type Christian hip hop song. It's plenty of audiences you can reach with hip hop in general.
One more question. Not comparing yourself, but the biggest Christian hip hop artist is Lecrae, in my book. And Lecrae is one that reaches a whole nother audience, which is the more Caucasian audience.
Mm-hmm.
He has most of his fan base is from the Caucasian department, and a lot of our community really have not really dig into Lecrae as the Caucasian has, because he's more commercial than more. So my point to you is, how do you compare yourself to Lecrae on your type of music and compared to his music?
My music is a little different, but it still has those elements that his music has. He uses different sounds, like I just mentioned. He has his trappish type stuff. He has his more delicate type stuff. And a big thing about how he, has reached other audiences is his involvement in the community in different churches. I love contemporary worship in that. So and all stuff like that. So I could see myself going to those type of churches and being involved with the community there. And you know,
I think most of your success probably be more youth conventions and
that
stuff like that when you're dealing with churches.
And
Because,
showcases
yeah,
different
of that sort. Just my opinion. I just think that's where your audience would be more youth camps, stuff of that sort, and that's where I would push if I was you.
Thank you very much. All had great questions. Again, can you tell everybody where to find you?
I'm on Instagram, A.W.A.L. Sometimes it escapes me. I'm on YouTube, Andrew Washington. Spotify, I'm under A.W.A.L, A.W.A.L, YouTube, music stuff, and pretty much all of those.
And I'm Kevin Bryant. I'm Kevin Bryant everywhere on social media. So it's all one word. It's very simple. And I will say this. Thank you very much. It was a great interview. I'm very excited about your music and your version, your lane. I will say this one thing to you as well. Always be positive and confident about who you are. Your message is your message. Nobody else can deliver that. And when people ask you questions and talk to you, they're trying to understand you. And also make it easy for people to find that great message that they can get. That's all I can say.